Today, I'm going to explain the movie Coolie. The movie is really good. Both the story and action are amazing. At the end, twists come one after another. The biggest twist is Amir Khan's entry. Don't miss this entry. Now I request you to watch the video till the end, and if you like the video, then like it and subscribe to the channel to watch more such movie explanation videos. Now, without wasting time, let's directly begin the story explanation. At the beginning of the movie, a police undercover officer talks about Simon's business. Simon is a smuggler. He has taken a boat on lease from the government for 99 years. To know what he does on the boat, the police have sent many undercover officers so far. But those officers get killed right there. Their bodies are never found. Till now, the police know that expensive watches are being smuggled on the boat, watches that cost more than 1 crore rupees. The coolies on the boat are monitored by Dayal. You can understand it like this. Dayal is Simon's right hand. Simon's son Arjun is a customs officer. He doesn't like his father's work at all. Even after being undercover on the boat for 2 to 3 years, the police still haven't been able to find out much more. Then Dayal finds out about the undercover officer through his men. Dayal first kills the officer's family and then hangs the officer in front of all the coolies. Dayal also suspects that there is another police officer among the coolies, so he announces that whoever finds him will be given a reward of 1 crore rupees. Now Deba is shown. Deba has his own mansion. He runs everything there by his own rules. For example, anyone who checks in there is not allowed to drink. Deba himself hasn't drunk anything in the last 30 years. He takes less than half the rent from students. Then Deba finds out that his friend Rajshekhar has died due to heart failure. Deba quickly goes to his house, but his daughter Preeti doesn't even let Deba see Rajshekhar's face in his final moments. Deba is thrown out of the house. Still, he takes it upon himself to fulfill his friend's responsibilities. He starts investigating Rajshekhar's work and his post-mortem report. Rajshekhar had suddenly quit his job 5 years ago. After that, no one knows who he was working with. And the autopsy report reveals that he was murdered. It wasn't a natural death. Then, Deba goes to the college of Preeti's 2 sisters to talk to her. Preeti had already thrown Deba out of the house. She hates Deba and doesn't want any relationship with him. When Deba says that Rajshekhar was murdered and that the killer must be found, otherwise, one day, the same person might come to kill them too. Still, Preeti doesn't want revenge. She just wants to live a normal life. She has no interest in knowing who killed her father. But Deba is determined to find the killer and take revenge. After that, Deba's men find Rajshekhar's assistant, but he was so drunk that he wasn't in a condition to speak. Later, when he finds out that Deba is Rajshekhar's friend of 30 years, he shares some information about him. Rajshekhar had left the company he was doing research for and started working on one of his own inventions. Because Rajshekhar had 3 daughters and he needed money to support his family, he developed an electric cremation chair, which could turn a dead body into ashes within seconds, leaving absolutely no evidence behind. This chair could completely eliminate pollution from the cremation process. But the government declared this chair dangerous. They said that if it fell into the wrong hands, it would be impossible to prove a murder. As a result, Rajshekhar didn't get any funding. Instead, the government seized the chair. At that very moment, Simon's enemies come to kill him. Dayal risks his own life to save Simon. From then on, Simon starts trusting Dayal more than anyone. At that time, over 20 goons' dead bodies needed to be disposed of so that there would be no evidence for the police against Simon or the fight. That's when Simon remembers Rajshekhar's electric chair. Rajshekhar had illegally imported some machinery for that invention. That's how Simon found out about the chair. Now Simon threatens Rajshekhar. If he doesn't make those bodies disappear, Simon will kill his 3 daughters. Rajshekhar had no other choice but to work for Simon. In return, Simon paid him money. Rajshekhar also needed the money, so for years he continued cremating Simon's dead bodies using the chair. That day, Rajshekhar's daughter Preeti was also with him, meaning Preeti also knows how to operate that electric chair. And Dayal remembers this detail. In his line of work, Dayal also needed to dispose of many dead bodies, so he tells his goons to go and capture Preeti and her two sisters. From that point on, Dayal decides to keep Deba on the job. Meanwhile, Preeti was planning to escape from the hostel with her sisters. Just then, the goons arrive, but Deva also shows up and saves the girls. By that time, Deva had already figured out the entire situation. He starts beating up the goons and later pretends as if he knew nothing, like he didn't realize they were Dayal's men. Because now, Deva needed to keep working for Dayal in order to find out who killed Rajshekhar. Deva lies to Dayal, saying he was Rajshekhar's assistant and came to him on his own, wanting to work. He also claims to have experience operating that electric chair. Dayal doesn't suspect anything. He assigns Deva the task of disposing of dead bodies. Preeti had visited the lab once, so she knows a little about how to operate the chair. But Deva had no knowledge at all. He was just pretending to be an assistant. Then, suddenly, the machine starts running, and the dead body gets cremated. From that moment, Dayal decides to keep Deva on the job. He even starts paying Deva for the work. But Deva had no interest in the money. Instead, he was questioning Dayal's coolies to find out more about Rajshekhar. At that time, Deva also finds out about the romantic involvement of Simon's son, Arjun. Then, one day while disposing of a body, Deva notices stitches on the corpse. It becomes clear that Simon was removing organs from those people and selling them. Yet Deva still doesn't act because his main goal is to find Rajshekhar's killer. By then, Deva and Preeti had already earned a lot of money. That's when Deva tells Preeti to leave the job so she doesn't endanger her life. But Preeti didn't have a good job, nor had she studied properly, so she needed the money to educate her sisters and run the household. She didn't want to leave the sturdy work because there was no one else to look after them. At that point, Deva gives her his share of the money too, so that she never feels alone and can leave this life behind. Then, Preeti gives Deva a photo of her aunt. Deva wasn't just Rajshekhar's friend, he was also married to Rajshekhar's sister. But 30 years ago, because of Deva's line of work, Rajshekhar had cut off all ties with him. Later, Simon arrives in India. He finds out about the last undercover police officer in his gang. As soon as he lands, he kills that coolie and then calls Deva and Preeti to meet him. Simon felt like he had seen Deva somewhere, but he couldn't quite recall where. After that, Simon tells Deva to dispose of Dayal's body. Dayal, too, was an undercover officer who had been working as an informant in Simon's gang for the past 8 years. As soon as Simon arrived in India, he killed that officer first. Now he wants Deva to bury Dayal's body in the cemetery next to the police commissioner's office, so that the next day, the police finds the grave and Simon can send a message about what happens to those who go against him. Deva and Preeti have to carry out this task too, but from tomorrow, Preeti will walk away from all of this. After Deva buries Dayal, a miracle happens. Dayal turns out to be alive. He reaches his hand out from the grave. Now that Deva and Preeti know Dayal is a police officer, they can't kill him. Deva calls Simon's gang and informs them. They're happy because Dayal has 200 crores with him, which even Simon didn't know about. So they are now coming to extract that 200 crores from Dayal. Later, Simon's men inform him about this. Simon calls Deva and orders him to kill Dayal, promising to do a favor for Deva in return. Preeti had said not to kill the police officer, but since Deva was close to Simon, he was forced to kill Dayal and told the goons that Dayal was trying to escape. Deva had no other choice to kill Dayal. Then Deva goes to Simon. Simon says he knows Deva is Rajshekhar's friend, not just an assistant. Simon kept Deva close to keep an eye on his activities. Simon then shows Deva a CCTV footage where Dayal is seen killing Rajshekhar. Deva realizes he didn't do anything wrong by killing Dayal. Before dying, Rajshekhar had said something in Dayal's ear, seen in the footage. Deva needed to know his friend's last words. But none of Simon's men knew about it, and now Dayal was no longer alive either. Then, the twist. Deva couldn't bring himself to kill the police officer. Deva had actually put Dayal on a train to leave, and Preeti went with him. Now, Dayal calls Dayal. Dayal has taken control over Preeti and starts blackmailing Dayal to save Preeti's life. The movie then flashes back. Rajshekhar had told Deva to quit drinking because now he also had the responsibility of Rajshekhar's sister. He couldn't waste his life destroying himself with alcohol and fights. Due to Rajshekhar's promise, Deva had stopped drinking, but now, after 30 years, Deva drinks again. Another flashback shows Rajshekhar collecting proof of smuggling on Simon's boat. At that time, Dayal killed Rajshekhar. Before dying, Rajshekhar warned Dayal that after his death, those in power would take revenge, and that Dayal, his boss, and the boss's boss would be killed. Those were Rajshekhar's last words. Now, in the present time, Dayal calls Dayal and tells him to bring his passport and the crucial smuggling documents from the boat and keep them safe in his 200 crore safe. Deva had no choice but to obey Dayal. But when Deva goes to the restricted area of the boat to get the documents, the goons spot him. They had already caught a police informer earlier. Deva fights all of them and easily kills everyone. Then the officer tells Dayal that there is also a human organ trade going on here. Simon gets all the coolies and laborers working on his boat medically tested and keeps them fed and housed until their medical reports match the demanded organ. When Simon finds a match, he removes the worker's heart and sends it away, while sending the body to Deva for disposal. Deva now has complete information about the boat, and Dayal himself has brought Deva close to the 200 crore. After that, Dayal gives Deva one final task, to kill Simon's son, Arjun. If Deva doesn't kill Arjun, Dayal will kill Preeti. Arjun was the only trustworthy person in Simon's gang. Deva takes Arjun to a secluded place but no longer wants to kill him. Meanwhile, Simon's men were still watching Deva. Simon realizes Deva is taking Arjun to kill him. But Deva actually brought Arjun to escape with his loved one. Arjun had started trusting Deva, so he came along. Just as Deva lets Arjun go, Dayal sends a warning message that the next day he will try to kill Preeti. By then, Dayal's men have stolen the 200 crore, and Deva has uncovered Dayal's entire past. Kalyani was pretending to love Arjun, even though she is Dayal's wife. When Deva lets Arjun go, only 2 people are there. Only Kalyani can tell Dayal about Arjun's escape. Deva seats Kalyani in the same electric chair and, in exchange, frees Preeti. Right there was Rajshekhar's addicted assistant. He had told Deva that if ever someone calls Deva and gives a specific phone number, then that call must have been made by Deva's own child. But until now, Deva had never received such a call. Deva quickly places a person near his phone at the mansion so that he can immediately know if a call comes in. Deva had no idea for 30 years that he had a child. Just then, he finds out that some people have arrived at the mansion waiting for him. They were all sent by Simon. Meanwhile, Deva quickly goes to the mansion, and there Kalyani starts telling Arjun about her compulsion, that Dayal had threatened to kill her parents, so she had to pretend to love him. Still, Arjun could kill her if he wanted. Arjun believes Kalyani's words and forgives her, but Kalyani is actually Dayal's partner, not a victim, because she had a relationship with Dayal since their police training days. Now, Kalyani kidnaps Arjun and starts killing Deva's remaining men and calls Dayal to capture Preeti again. Preeti hasn't gone far. Meanwhile, Deva has brought Preeti's 2 sisters safely to his mansion so they won't be harmed. But Simon's goons arrive there. Deva fights all of them alone. On the other hand, Dayal captures Preeti. He kills everyone who was with Deva and Preeti. In the end, Preeti falls onto a train track with no way to survive. Then, Preeti remembers something her father Rajshekhar told her. He gave her a laborer's number and said, in a life or death situation, she should call for help. Preeti is actually Deva's daughter. She calls Deva. While fighting the goons, Deva manages to answer the call with difficulty. Deva understands Preeti's location and situation, but can't say much before the call cuts off. Meanwhile, Dayal starts attacking Preeti, so Deva sends his men to bring Preeti to the station while continuing to fight to protect her two sisters. Then, one of Deva's men jumps off the train with Dayal to save Preeti, but Kalyani had already reached the train. Watching from afar, Kalyani tells Dayal to change their plan. Now, Dayal is in the car with Arjun, and they have also prepared the permit to leave the country. Then Dayal makes a video call to Simon and lies that Deba threatened to kill his wife, so Deba is killing Arjun to make Simon go crazy and kill Deba. After that, in front of the video call, Dayal kills Arjun. Then at the station, before Deba's men can save Preeti, Kalanya escapes with Preeti. But the twist is, by mistake, Kalanya gets into Simon's men's car along with Preeti. Now both Kalanya and Preeti have fallen into Simon's trap. Simon then makes a video call to Dayal, inflicting the same pain by showing Kalanya being killed right before his eyes. Now it's just a matter of waiting for Deba to arrive. After that, Preeti and Deba will also be killed. At that moment, Deba arrives to save Preeti. Simon has found out Deba's weakness. He plans to take revenge for his son's death by killing Preeti and even removing her heart. Then Deba tells Simon about his 30-year-old past. Deba was once a leader of a dockworkers union. Their job was loading and unloading cargo from ships. One day, their boss took them to another country to do the same work. Then the police raided, and they learned that their boss was using them to smuggle drugs. That boss escaped by blaming all the fault on 400 dockworkers. Now all those dockworkers faced lifetime imprisonment. The police offered a condition. If only 100 out of the 400 dockworkers accepted the drug smuggling charges, the rest would be allowed to go home. The dockworkers were ready to sacrifice to save their people's lives. Deba was one of those 100 dockworkers. Later, it was found out that those 100 dockworkers were taken out to sea and killed. None were sent to jail. Back then, Deba led everyone and killed all the mafia people on the ship. Then they found the boss and together killed him too. That boss was Simon's father. Simon was a small child at that time, so now Simon couldn't clearly remember where he had seen Deba and often thought about it. Because of these killings, Deba had to choose between his dockworkers and his family. Deba revealed that Preeti was his daughter. Then the fight between Simon and Deba started. Deba's people came and rescued Preeti, and in the fight, Deba killed Simon. Before dying, Simon said his syndicate members would take revenge. He was not alone. Later, when Deba and others were about to blast the boat's lab, the syndicate members managed to catch them at that moment. Then Daha enters. Daha is Simon's boss. But even Daha's father is scared after seeing the huge massacre Deba committed 30 years ago. However, Daha wants Deba to become his partner. So Daha finds Dayal and kills him. In the end, Deba warns that their business should not harm the dockworkers, or else he will kill everyone again. This is how the movie ends on a happy note. Friends, this was the explanation of the movie Coolie. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and share, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos. Also, click the bell icon so you get our videos on time.